Lamptey, Andrews Lamptey.
Okay.
He says, please tell Uncle White that that story should end this week. We're enjoying it. And then he says, oh, by the time is up, we have to go. He says that the suspense killed him. So please tell Uncle that we don't like that thing.
Okay, Andrews, I've heard you. I've heard you. Message well received.
He
And
says, let's
yeah,
see.
good
Okay.
note. So, your Winston, your friend is alluding to the story, the series that I
Yeah.
started last week.
Yes, yes.
Conversations with a Thief, and the story so far. The year was 1983. I was working with a book publishing firm that had its offices on the second floor of a 4-story building on the Accra Newtown Pehe Road. The company had given me a chamber and meaning that I could leave home at 7:59 a.m. and still make it to the office before 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because my office was just a door away norm with me.
Okay.
Well, one Saturday, I was in the office when a young man in his 20s walked in. He was 6. He announced that he had a manuscript he wanted published and handed me a 380-page thriller of the adventures of an international band of these armed robbers with such explicit details. He said, I am one of them. And then he proceeded to show me how well said, you are a very dangerous person. Oh, you have no idea how dangerous about him. And I just wanted him to leave. But before I could send him away, my wife, Florence, came out of our apartment at the end of the hallway with a glass of fresh fruit and some scones. She said, lunch will be ready soon, but have this. As you saw him, she smiled and said, oh, I didn't know you had a guest. I said, well, he came to submit a manuscript. And he said, oh, I wanted to tell her, Florence, please believe me, you will not want this man in our apartment.
Yeah.
You see, to have lunch with us, I would have to take him into our apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I had come to know about this young man, just taking him into the apartment will be equivalent to giving him the keys and granting him permission to rob us.
Exactly.
The only good news, and we had nothing. We did not even own any electronic gadget. And apart from the dining table that also served as my study, but even though the apartment may not have anything of value to a thief, that was our home. And given out of my hands, he said, Ma'am, I'll be honored to stay for lunch. He said, actually, from here, just give me 10 minutes. And she returned to the apartment. Offer, wouldn't you? You are uncomfortable with hosting me for lunch in your people every day who may be more dangerous than me, but who hide who they are. And so you are comfortable with them.
Mm-hmm.
But me, you are judging because I've been open and honest with you. Am I not right? Florence returned, and he started immediately with the scones, even before Florence had turned to leave. He said to me, when Florence said, we have society against us, we have the police against us, we have everything against us, and yet we win more times than we lose. And said, yes, some of us do use juju, but that is not why we succeed. He said, we succeed because there are many so-called decent people, the kind you trust, who facilitate what we do. They may never break it. Oh, that is good, he said with his mouth full, referring to the scones. Then he drained a glass of fresh fruit and gave I was going to take this dangerous thief into my home, made me sick to the pit of my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
But he was relishing the prospect of a free lunch. He said, I'm happy that you are distrustful of me. I'm happy against anyone. I am happy that you are determined not to trust me. But don't be on your guard only against someone dangerous are those you think you are safe with. He said, let me tell you a story to illustrate my point. The railway station. One day I got a tip-off that an Alaji who had just arrived from Techima for safety reasons, but by rail, he was going to board the train. He said, I looked at the man and I knew that he was carrying a knife concealed in the folds of his dress. And anyone he was very alert and walked like a man who was a warrior, which he was. He knew he was walking through Kejetia, and from the way he was carrying himself, I knew that he was no stranger to Kejetia and what could happen in Kejetia. And he was ready for any attack. Besides, as an Alaji, he could count on the protection and support of Muslims who operated at KJT. Easier targets readily available at KJT. But why should anyone risk his life with this one?
I see.
But he said, I had paid for the tip-off, and I was not willing to let the dollars step to the adrenaline rush of confronting danger. And this was, I just wanted to find a way of avoiding taking this stranger to my home. But nothing was coming to mind. I needed to buy a little time to see that I don't want the food to go cold. And she left. I said to the young man, please continue with your story. Between this young man and the streetwise Alhaji, and tell you who won the day. This has been episode 3 of my conversation.
The time I'll tell Sami or damn it too. But maybe, I mean, talking about, hoping that a guy didn't eat the lunch. I mean, I would have said I'm not hungry. Oh, Florence, don't worry. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry at all. Anyway, thank you very, very much, Uncle Ibowa. BG, we stand with you, and NCI Insurance, the real face of insurance.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute. It is brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you.